Good morning students. In the last class we discussed about the extraction of crude metal from its ore. That is, in the metallurgy we have different techniques, that is different steps. Concentration, first we have to concentrate it, that is surface level of gangue particles have to be removed, and extraction of crude metal from the concentrated ore, and then is refining. So we are in the last step, that is refining after extraction. In the refining, we have to concentrate on the nature of the metallic properties and also the ore particles, as well as the environment in which it is available, and also about the impurities. We have to concentrate these things. Keeping in mind about these things, we have to choose which method is suitable and economically feasible to refine the metals. Okay, we have different types of refining of metals. Few of them are, first one is distillation and liquefaction, electrolytic refining, and zone refining. So these are the four different kinds of refining techniques of metals based on the physical properties like melting point, boiling point, and electrolytic properties. And some other also there like chromatographic techniques, in which very minute amount of metals, if we have to extract them, we have to choose such type of techniques and methods. We will discuss about that in next classes. So now today we are going to discuss about these four, that is distillation. Let us go for distillation first. So you have studied in the first chapter organic chemistry, under organic chemistry in your first PUC, that is different techniques of purification, right, organic compounds. So similarly the same principle we are going to apply here, that is based on the boiling point, vapor pressure, that is boiling point, again how it is related to vaporizing the liquids. So the elements or the metals which are having low boiling points, that is highly volatile in nature, like zinc and mercury. So mainly for mercury and zinc we are going to choose this distillation process to refine, because zinc and mercury are highly volatile in nature. By giving very little amount of temperature, they are going to evaporate. If any impurities like other metals or even non-metals present with these elements, if we boil or melt this type of metals with impurities, impurities will be collected in a separate chamber, and these volatile metals will be collected in another chamber in the vapor form, and later it will be cooled and liquefied and then solidified. So thus these type of metals can be obtained in the pure form by applying this method, distillation. And coming to the liquefaction, as the name itself indicates, the metals like tin and lead will be purified by using liquefaction process. So these metals will be liquefied first, and the furnaces will be made slopey. So slopey agi ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the impurities which are having more melting point or greater melting point than these two metals will remain in the container itself, and the tin and lead which are having lower melting points will melt first, and they will be collected in the separate container. So thus liquefaction can be used to refine these two types of metals. And next, coming to the important method of refining, that is electrolytic refining. The metals like copper, which is electrically responsive, can be used to refine by using this technique. Okay, the electrolytic refining and takshana nimge gottagutte. Here we have to use electrodes, and both the electrodes should be connected electrically, and an electrolyte has to be taken in the container. So in this diagram you can observe whatever I told now, everything is present here. The electrolyte which is in the molten state or liquid state, the same metallic liquid should be taken, which metal has to be extracted or refined. Okay, so here I am using copper to refine by this process, that is electrolytic refining of copper. So that's why I have taken copper sulfate. Common metallic electrolyte should be taken. Okay, and impure rod, metallic rod from which the metal has to be refined, that has to be taken as or considered as anode. Here you can see impure copper as anode, where the impurities are present. You can say it as crude metal. And here the same metal the pure form has to be taken as cathode. And you know that in the anode oxidation takes place, that is loss of electron, and in the cathode reduction takes place, that is gain of electron. In the beginning, the anode will be thick and cathode will be thin. As the process proceeds or it continues, due to the oxidation, gradually the metallic rod becomes thin. That is due to loss of electron, the whatever metal is present that is going to be refined, that is due to the loss of electron, it go and mix with the electrolyte. And at the same time, the electrolyte will, the copper elements or the electrons present in the electrolyte will get deposited on the cathode, and gradually this metal will become thick. And thus the impure anode get purified and go and deposit on the cathode. And here you can observe impurities. The impurities, whatever present along with the copper, it may be some other metals like even silver, gold, which is present as an impurity, that will remain in the rod itself or at the bottom of the container, which is insoluble with the electrolyte. That can be considered as anode mud. So you can observe here, this is a impurity. Okay. So actually in this process what happens at anode, see, loss of electron takes place, that is copper undergoes oxidation by losing 2 electrons. Okay. And at cathode, deposition takes place, that is reduction. So cuprous ion gain 2 electrons to form copper, which is in the solid form. Thus oxidation and reduction both take place simultaneously. So copper can be thus refined by using this process, electrolytic process. Okay, in the next topic I will tell you about the zone refining, how zone refining will be helpful to refine the metals.